Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie. If you are new here, this is Cassie Makes Art. This is a YouTube channel that has no direction, and I have recorded probably 10 videos within the past 2 months or so that I have done nothing with because I've been overthinking it and thinking like, oh well, I don't know if anybody wants to watch this, but I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm gonna post what I feel like posting, and I'm just gonna be myself. This year, I've been saying this for years, like, be authentic and be authentically yourself, but I haven't really been living that because I've been overthinking all of my content, and I need to just put it out there. I need to, like, what am I doing? So this video is a Ask Me Anything video. And I took some questions from both my supporters on Patreon, patreon.com/CassieMakesArt. There are bonus videos over there, exclusive podcast episodes, printables, foam wallpapers, sticker club, all kinds of amazing stuff. If you're interested, it starts at only $3 per month and you can cancel anytime. But both my Patreon community and my Instagram followers, I took some questions and I figured I would make my first video of 2025 be answering your questions. So here we go. Okay, first question. What was your favorite thing in 2024 and what are you looking forward to in 2025? I love this question. Thank you for asking it. My favorite thing in 2024, so I'm going to be honest with y'all. 2024 was a hard year for me. It was rough. I've talked before on previous episodes of my podcast, the Keeping Myself Alive podcast, which is, I'm still going back and forth on if I'm going to re-upload videos here on YouTube. Right now it is currently on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and basically all podcasting platforms, but I removed a lot of the videos from YouTube because I don't know, I was going through a thing like, oh, am I going to put them on their own channel? And I'm having a crisis with it, okay? But I've talked on my podcast, which basically revolves around me talking about mental health and how I use my passions, the things that that kind of light me up, how I use those to deal with my mental health struggles, my anxiety, depression, and just life in general. And I talk about a lot of different things. But if you have listened to that or watched it, you will know that 2024, I did a couple of videos on this channel as well. I think at least one where I talk about my experience with burnout. Last year was kind of the final straw for me. So 2024, I had like my breaking point after years and years of masking and just trying to fit in and be the best and do the best job. And it just kind of all came crashing down. And I had to take a serious step back in order to take care of myself. And I did. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm cured, but I am certainly in a much better place than I was. And I'm still continuing to be in therapy. I am on medication. I am doing a lot of things to try to help, to, prevent getting into that situation in the future. But it was, let's just be honest, the majority of it was work and, the lives that we're all forced to live, having to work a 9 to 5, most of us, to, keep the lights on and working really, really hard for a company that then ends up stabbing you in the back. There was a lot. I have a lot of corporate trauma. I have a lot of stories. I have told a lot of them on Patreon. I'm not comfortable telling them to the broader public. Some of them maybe I will. Maybe, I don't have to use names or anything, but I do think a lot of people can relate to some of the shit that I've been through. But 2024, the question was, what was your favorite thing in 2024? And you know what? It's hard for me to answer this because 2024 was a really hard year. So besides going through burnout, I lost my cat. My 20-year-old best friend passed away in November. So that's still relatively fresh. It was incredibly difficult, even though I had been preparing for it for quite a while. She did have kidney disease. I knew that she was in the final stage of her life, but obviously you don't ever know when, and you know, it's just, you're never ready. You know, she was with me for 20 years since I was a little kid. So 2024, just throw it in the trash. It was not good. However, one thing I will say is that even though going through burnout, having to take time off of work and time off of like life for the most part, like just to heal myself, even though that's obviously not a positive thing, I will say that I do consider it a highlight, just because that was a really huge step for me to admit that I needed help and to actually like put everything else on the back burner, my business, my job, my family, my life, hobbies, everything. I put everything on the back burner to keep myself alive. I really did. And I'm really proud of that, because that was not easy. I have a really hard time asking for help. I have a really hard time admitting that I'm not perfect and that I do, you know, go through things. So overall, I do consider it a positive, and now I know that it's okay to reach out and say, hey, I need some help here. Although I do still really struggle with it. But on an actual highlight, like an actually fun, good thing that happened, I went to so many amazing concerts in 2024. It was crazy. But the one that really sticks out in my mind, I mean, there's multiple, but I don't want to go on and on about that. But the one that really sticks out is finally getting to see Rise Against and LS Dunes. Rise Against, they have been in my, you know, in the rotation of my top 5 favorite bands since I was 11 years old. And I have just never had the opportunity to see them. I've come very close. I've even had tickets to go see them, and then there's always something that comes up and I can't go. And I was determined, because they were coming so close to where I live, you know, and they were touring with LS Dunes, which is one of my favorites. And I was dying to see them as well, and I hadn't been able to see them. It all worked out, and I was able to go with my best friend. We had such an amazing time. But that show was, it's one I'll never forget. It was incredibly emotional. Seeing LS Dunes was really emotional for me. I ended up like crying and going into like a trance, staring at Frank's hands. Just not in a weird way. Just in a like, oh my God, I just love music so much, and I love Frank, and I've loved him for so long, and I admire him, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm so glad he's still here, and very parasocial, whatever, but it was just incredible. And then seeing Rise Against, and the set list was impeccable. So that's probably like my top memory, or my top like event or good thing that happened in 2024. And as far as what I'm looking forward to in 2025, you know, I've been saying for a while that, you know, because I'm not happy where I'm currently at in my life, and I'm trying to, you know, pursue a career in art and run my small business and create content around that and make new products and just keep making art. It's just what I feel called to do, and it's the thing that lights me up. So I keep doing it, and I'm determined to keep working as long and as, you know, as long as I have to, as, you know, as difficult as it is, you know, working a full-time job and trying to build a brand, especially in today's landscape with social media being just a dumpster fire. I just completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I got it. I hope that 2025 will be better for me, both mentally and business wise. It was a slower year as far as sales go. I did really get, set back because of my mental health break, but I definitely, I did a teeny bit better than I did in 2023. So that's always my goal, is just to keep getting better. I pretty much broke even. So I'm not making really any kind of profit. I'm making enough to continue to buy supplies and the things that I need to run my business, but I'm not making a huge profit just because I'm not making a whole lot of sales. Just being transparent here. But it's not only about that. I did have a lot of success that doesn't necessarily translate into money last year as far as my small business. I grew my Patreon community, which is huge, and that is money. But I did grow my Patreon community. I gained a few hundred followers despite barely posting at all. So I'm really happy about that. And not just followers, but actual like people that I've connected with, and just am really very slowly but surely building a community of people who I vibe with. And I had some, I don't want to make it sound like I don't appreciate every single order that I get, because I do, trust me. Just because I didn't get as many as maybe I hoped to get doesn't mean that the ones that I did get don't matter. They matter a lot. They're everything. So if you placed an order last year, it means the absolute world to me. I tried to say it as much as I can. I can never truly express what it means for people to place an order, because that is basically you pledging that you believe in me and that you trust me and that you like something that I created so much that you want to spend your hard-earned money. That just means the world to someone like me, who is a self-taught artist who is continuing to learn and has serious imposter syndrome. It means the world. So, but I'm hoping in 2025, looking forward, I have a lot of, I don't want to call them goals, because I feel like when I set goals, I end up not meeting them and then being super, super hard on myself for not meeting them, even though a lot of the times it's not entirely in my control, the things that happen. So this year I'm not setting goals of like, oh, in 2025, I want to reach 10,000 followers and I want to get X number of orders and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want to set those type of goals. My goals are to continue building community, to continue to impact even one person. I did a thing last year. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I just want to give this like example of how it's not always about money. Not long after the US election, I saw that, like myself, a lot of my followers were really upset and terrified and anxious and scared, and I wanted to do something because I was feeling completely helpless. And in my therapy appointment, we talked about, I feel helpless. Like, what can I say to people? Like, because I'm feeling the same way. Like, I'm scared, I'm angry, I'm disappointed, I'm terrified, like just all the negative things. And he told me to try to just focus on what I can control. And I said, you know what? I can make a difference in my little community. I'm going to give away some stickers. And I just, on a whim, did a reel on Instagram and said, I posted, videos of the stickers, and I said, free stickers, read the caption. And I did a caption. Let me just read it to you rather than like paraphrasing it, because I don't exactly remember what I said. All right. I am not trying to sell you anything today. I'm trying to focus on what I can control. And I can try to provide even a tiny bit of happiness with a sticker that makes you feel loved and supported and encourages you to be who you are and to love who you love. To get your free sticker, comment a peace sign. I will reach out to you. I'm sending so much love to all of you today. We cannot let hate win. And then I had to go and update the caption and add I am overwhelmed by the response to this, and I cannot thank you guys enough for your interest. I'm slowly working through and reaching out to each of you. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn off comments and cut off requests because it's going to take me quite a bit to get all these stickers made and packaged and shipped to you guys. I can only make about 8 at a time. I really appreciate your interest. If you'd like a foam wallpaper with one of these designs instead, if you missed out on the sticker, I'd be happy to do that for you. Please DM me. Thank you again. I'm sorry I can't accommodate everyone. So the stickers are these. And I know you can't see it well here, so I will put an image up. In the face of extermination, say F you, and be who the F you are. And I also had them in black and white. And it felt really good to have people be interested, because I've done things before. I've done like, you know, oh, if you place an order, I'll give you a free whatever, or buy one, get one free stickers or whatever. But I've never had the response that I had. Like, I've never had that kind of response before. Like, people just being so excited because they love the stickers and the designs, and that it brought them comfort. And so I had people email me, and some of their emails just brought me to tears. Like, people saying, like, you are such a light, and thank you for doing this. It means so much, you know, to have you in my corner. And it just, like, it felt really good. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little overwhelmed. The response was a lot more than I anticipated, and I make all of my stickers in-house, so it was like, oh, I only have 20 of these made, and I have 80 comments. So, and like, that's a lot for me. So, yeah, it was, but it was a really, like, enriching experience. And so I'm hoping to have more experiences like that, like, just to where I can make somebody's day. You know, it's not always about making a sale. So yeah, I'm just, you know, hoping to have more experiences like that, and just continue to build community. And I'm looking forward to making more art, man. I'm really excited about the stuff that I've made so far, and it's only January 13th. I did take a serious break for like 3 weeks of nothing, like doing nothing with the business, nothing with creating art, like just relax and rest and recover. Not trying to use alliteration, but that's just, those are the words that fit. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to making more art and continuing to build my community, and just, I'm going to keep working at this thing. And even if it means I'm 60 before I can take my art full time, then but it's better than nothing. So, yeah, but that's what I'm looking forward to. And also, I'm massively looking forward to Long Live the Black Parade. I don't have any tickets yet, but I will get them. Trust and believe. I have faith. I am so excited for that tour. I can't even put it into words. Yeah, I'm just, it's giving me hope. That's giving me life. Also, I'm just going to go off on a little bit of a nerd tangent. So apologies if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but this is something I like don't talk about that much anymore. I think because in the past I've received like a lot of like negative, stupid, trolly comments from like bros on the internet, like making fun of me for being a fat girl who likes video games. I don't know, just like whatever. That stuff doesn't bother me the way that it used to. Like 10 years ago, I was so sensitive to like negative comments from strangers online, and now I literally don't give a shit. Like, I don't know you, you're a stranger. I don't give a shit what your opinion is. So I'm again trying to be more authentic and be myself, and I want to tell you about shit that I'm excited about, okay? And I'm excited about, looking forward to in 2025. Next month, one of my very favorite game series of all time. Now it's called the Like a Dragon series, but the Yakuza games. I started with Yakuza 3 back in 2009 was the first time, or 2010 was the first time I played that, and just fell in love with it, and I've been playing all the games ever since. And, well, I need to go back and finish 4 and 5, but regardless, 6, 0, Kiwami 2. Ishin, I still have to finish, but I do have some time in that. And then Like a Dragon and The Man Who Erased His Name. I did that one over the winter break, and then started and made a shit ton of progress in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and then I just finished it like a week ago. Probably, this is crazy, okay? This is crazy. Because I've said for years The Last of Us is my favorite game of all time, and it is, I mean, it still is. Like, I love it so much, but Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is like, it's tied. It's up there, right next to Last of Us. The games are two completely different, drastically different games, so I can't rank one above the other as far as my favorite, but it is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite Yakuza / Like a Dragon game, which is also crazy to say because Yakuza 0 has been my favorite for years now. It's so good. But Infinite Wealth was something else. But I'm looking forward to the next game because RGG is like pumping these Yakuza games out. It's called, the full title, I think, is Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Is that the name? Something like that, alright? It's freaking Goro Majima in Hawaii. You're a pirate, you have a ship, it is so wacky. It is so unbelievably, the trailer like got me so, I'm so excited. I can't even talk about it. My husband and I have it pre-ordered. We're so excited. I can't wait to just dive into that because in this kind of hellscape that I feel like we're living in, where there's a new like catastrophic event every hour, burying my head into, a video game and really just entering like a fantasy world is really good. Like, escapism is good. My therapist says so. That as long as obviously there can be a line that can be crossed, but as far as your hobbies, if you just want to bury your head into a good book or in a video game, or you like to watch movies or anything that like takes you out and like, takes you out of your present mind where you're overthinking, thinking about all this stuff, and you can just really focus on something that's completely like fantasy and not real and just enriches your life in some way, because it does so much. I love video games so much, and they enrich my life. And people who don't play games probably don't understand that, but that is just the case. So I'm looking forward to that as well in 2025. Okay, that answer was super long. If you're new here, I am also a yapper, so I guess you've learned that. Next question. What helped you become confident enough to take a chance on your art / business? Well, maybe I'm good at faking it, but I'm not confident. I struggle massively. But what, like, basically what you're asking is like, what gave me like that push to just say, okay, I know I'm not confident. I'm nervous. I'm anxious about this, but I'm just going to start. Honestly, it came from feeling so strongly about what I was doing and believing in my art and being a fan of my own art, as weird as that might sound. When I first launched my Etsy shop, which was the way that I started my business, back in November of 2021, I did not think anybody would buy my art because I loved it, but I didn't think that anybody else would like it enough to purchase it. And I was wrong. And getting even that first sale gave me the confidence to say like, oh, somebody does like this other than me. Because, I can go to my husband, I can go to my mom or my friend and be like, hey, do you like this? And of course they're going to say they like it. Something I've been struggling with and I'm really working on is, especially in the past, like feeling like I need validation from others to like accept that I like my art and that it's quote unquote good, whatever that means. Lately, I've really been trying to just make stuff, and if I look at it and I'm proud of it and I put what I wanted to put into it and I love the result, I don't need anybody else to tell me anything about it. No, and you know, I really don't like unsolicited feedback about my art. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, whether that's writing or, you know, photography or any kind of art that you're in. If somebody's like, by the way, like, just for example, if it's a photograph that you've taken and you're like, you feel really good about it, you feel good. And I used to be a professional photographer, so that's why I'm using that as an example. Like, you feel really good about the composition, the lighting, just everything, like, it's just come together and you feel really good about it. And then somebody's like, oh yeah, but look at that leaf over there, and like the color is kind of distracting me from the whatever. Like, that kind of stuff like crushes my soul, and I'm really trying to work on not letting it bother me, because if I love it, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It really doesn't. So really it just came from a belief in myself after, well, I'll get into this part. I was about to talk about my work, like the, you know, thing that has paid the bills for the past 10 years, but that ties into a different question that I got. But I can't really explain it, but when I started making stickers, I felt like after years of experimenting and trying all different things, I had found the thing. Like, I found the thing that I loved doing, and it's been over 3 years, and I still love it just as much as I did. I have loved stickers since I was very little, and now that I make them and I make my own art to turn into stickers, I just feel like it's my purpose, and it just feels right. I don't know how else to explain it. It feels right. And I make more than stickers. I do art prints. I've done shirts. I've done bookmarks and keychains and pins, and I'm trying to expand the different things that I'm making. But stickers is, you know, that's my bread and butter. It's the main thing that I'm really, really into. And it's, really, I'm not very confident, just to peel back the curtain, I guess. But I'm working on it, and I just continue to make art that I'm proud of. And I'm trying to just accept, you know, that sometimes, like, just because you put a piece of art out there, if you get no comments on it, it doesn't mean that it's not good. It doesn't mean that people don't like it, you know? Like, and I've been spending a lot less time on social media because I find that it's really not good for me, because I start to compare myself to others, and like, I'll see somebody post a piece of art and there's like 30 comments. Oh my God, this is amazing. I love this so much. This is great. And they're all right. Like, the thing is amazing. But then I post something and I get crickets, and then my brain is telling me, yeah, it's because this fucking sucks. Nobody likes it. That's why social media for me, while it can be a good tool to use, I have to be responsible with it and not let myself spiral into that kind of like comparison thing. So, yeah, I basically just started, and I figured, well, what do I have to lose? I'm just going to launch an Etsy shop, and if nobody buys anything, then, well, at least I tried. But, I got 8 sales on my first day. Like 8 customers. And that right there, like, gave me the confidence that I needed and pushed me forward into where we are now. So I'm still working at it. I'm still working on building my confidence and growing my brand and putting myself out there. It's really hard, but the only way to do it is to start. Like, you're never really going to be ready, and you're never going to be fully confident or whatever. And you just have to learn things along the way. And, yeah, so my advice to anybody who's like wanting to pursue a career in art, or wanting to just start sharing your art, just do it. You know, you're doing the world a favor when you share your art. I think especially now, in these super strange times we're living through, I think you sharing your art is more important than ever. So my advice is to just believe in yourself, be your #1 biggest fan, and biggest, supporter. You have to love what you're creating. That's been my rule since day one. It's kind of an unwritten rule, but I should probably write it, is that if I don't love something that I have drawn or painted or created in some way, I'm not going to try to sell it to somebody. If I don't love it and I wouldn't use it myself, I'm not going to sell it to somebody. I truly, to a fault, I am very critical of myself and the things I create. And I truly love every single thing. If you go on CassieMakesArt.com, every single thing that is there is something that I made with my two hands, something that I drew or painted. And I'm proud of every single thing there. I'm not going to put something up for sale that I'm not proud of. And I'm not going to create something that I don't like just because I think people will buy it. Does that make me a great business person? No. But I have to have some integrity and I have to be true to myself, because if I'm not, then what's the fucking point? So, thanks for the question, by the way. Next is not a question, but I just wanted to let you know you're an inspiration to me and my hope for the future. That's so sweet. That brings me to tears. Thank you so much for that. And see, that's why I keep going. Like, comments like that. Even if you have a super small following like me, I have 1,100 followers. Last year at this time I had like 700. You can make an impact. It's not about the numbers. You can reach one person and make a big difference in their life. So, that kind of shit keeps me going. So thank you so much for that. Next question. Is art your full-time job, or do you have another job? Art is not my full-time job. I wish that it were, and I will not stop until it is. But I do have another job. Obviously, for privacy reasons, I will not be sharing what my job is. But I have been working. I have been employed full-time for the past, this is the 11th year since I finished up my college degree and then started working full-time. I was working part-time prior to that, doing internships, going to school full-time. But I've been working full-time for 11 years. And COVID really changed a lot for me, as I think it did a lot of people, as far as my mindset. And just had a real awakening about how much I was being exploited at my previous workplace. That I will say, and anybody who used to work with me will know exactly what I'm talking about without me having to say it. And if you do see this, anybody who used to work with me, I hope that you realize, I hope that you know your worth and realize that you are worth a lot more, and that you are not being valued and you're not being compensated fairly and you're being exploited. And if you're like me, you won't realize that until after you're out and you have some distance, and then you realize, wow, they played me for a fool. Still working on it in therapy. Been gone for almost 3 years. Anyway, I have been working in my field of study for the past 11 years. But my basically the degrees that I have, I don't even want them anymore. I just did that because that's what I was told to do, and it's what I thought I had to do in order to get a well-paying job and provide for my family. But as we all know, wages just have not kept up with how fucking expensive everything is, including the basic expense of housing. So I'm not, I haven't seen the return on investment for the degrees that I have. So, but other than that, it's just things have changed, and my passion is creating and making art and running my small business. It's my passion, and I want to do it full time so fucking bad. And I want it so bad that I will not give up until I get there, because I cannot settle for a life that makes me miserable. I can't do it. I can't settle for mediocrity. life is short. We only get one life, and I'm not going to waste it sitting in an office chair thinking, oh, I wish I had stuck with that small business. Like, there are times when I have thought about quitting because it is hard. It's hard. It is really hard to run a small business or to start a YouTube channel, like whatever your like side hustle or passion project is. Doing that while you're working full time is really fucking hard. And there have been times I wanted to give up, but I can't give up, because then I would always be looking back like, God, I wonder what would have happened if I didn't quit. So, and I love it. I love it too much to quit. So the answer to your question is, art is not my full-time job, but it will be. And final question for today. Your feelings of being so close to New Jersey, where all the MCR magic originated. So, New Jersey has a special place in my heart, even though I don't live in New Jersey. New Jersey has been a part of my life since I was very young. I grew up in North Carolina, but for whatever reason, the place that my parents chose to vacation was in South Jersey. But yeah, so we used to go on vacation to Wildwood, New Jersey, Cape May, New Jersey, just really all different throughout South Jersey. So New Jersey has a special place in my heart, and then my favorite band, MCR, being from there, does make me feel like I have a stronger connection to it, even though I don't live in New Jersey. But I do live close to New Jersey, and I go there multiple times a year. It is just it's a special place to me. Being able to see My Chem in their home state in 2022 on the Swarm Tour was it was life-changing. I just don't, it altered my brain chemistry. It really did. I don't know how else to say it. It was quite an event. And I saw them twice, 2 nights in a row. Right in Jersey at the Prudential Center. I mean, just wow. What a time. I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that I got to experience that. All right, well, that's all I got for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and maybe I'll do another video. If it's something short, I could just reply in a comment. Thank you for watching. Thanks for, if you've been subscribed for a while, thanks for sticking around. I don't know what the hell this channel is. Like I said, I have just been overthinking constantly for the past like 2 years. And I keep listening to all these YouTube experts and people who have been successful, and they all tell you something different on what to do. And I'm not trying to do YouTube to make money. Like, the reason I started YouTube is because it was a fun, creative outlet. And sure, if it ended up making me money, that would be fantastic, right? But that's not the reason that I'm making videos. It's just because I enjoy it. And I like, again, just trying to, you know, build a little community and hopefully, you know, connect with other artists and other creatives, and just, you know, inspire people to not settle for mediocrity. You know, I mean, this could be a whole separate video, but so many of us are just so complacent and so like defeated that we just accept that, like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to work this job that I hate for the rest of my life because I got bills to pay. And we just tell ourselves, because other people tell us this, we tell ourselves that we're never going to be able to do this full time. That little art thing that you do, you're never going to actually make money from that. That's what people tell us, and that's what we tell ourselves, and it's just not true. Is it hard? Yeah. Is it going to take time? Yes. Is it going to take luck? Yes. Is it going to take a lot of hard work? Yes. A lot of it is about who you know and being in the right place at the right time and just continuing to put yourself out there. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. But when I see other people, other small business owners sharing their experiences here on YouTube, it inspires me so much, because it reminds me that there are people doing this. There are people doing this. There are people who are doing what I want to do, and I'm seeing it with my 2 eyes. And I like creators who are transparent and who say, like, yeah, a lot of this that I show you is just all the good parts, but there's a lot of bad stuff, so let me tell you about that too. Like, I love the transparency. I love creators who just aren't afraid to tell it like it is and just be honest and be themselves, you know? So I'm tired of overthinking. I just want to put myself out there and just post these videos that I have recorded and stop being so nervous about how they're going to be received. I just want to be myself, you know? So even if 3 people see this, if it affects 3 people and they enjoyed it, then that's all that matters. So anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more of what I do for my small business. I'm thinking that I'm going to create some vlogs and just, you know, share my experiences and talk about being a small business owner, a creative small business owner. Because again, I know that consuming content from other creators in the space makes me feel good and it inspires me. And so if I can do that for somebody else, then it's a win. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give a special shout out to my Bat Parade patrons, Planning with Yume, Danielle, and Killjoy Ghoul Nico. Thank you so much for your support.